Welcome to Youth for Seva. I, Dev Chandar M.
And I, Tabarak Fatima.
We would be taking you on a tour of the activities we are currently involved with, give a brief insight into our projects, and let you know how you as a volunteer can make a difference. Before we begin, let me narrate to you the small anecdote. One day you're driving in your car or your bike or you stop at a signal, and this kid approaches you and tries to sell you something. The first time you feel a compassion, you tell, hey, let me buy something, let me help this kid. You buy. The next time, in the same place, the same kid approaches you again. This time, well, you're lost in your thoughts, you had something else on your mind. You don't give concentration to this kid. And the third time, and the fourth time, fifth time you see this becomes a nuisance. Hey, doesn't this kid have better business? Why is he coming and troubling me each time? It slowly becomes hatred. That's one spiral in which compassion can fall. But in Youth for Seva, we would like to give you the knowledge to see how you can help this kid, direct him to a rehabilitation home, and then you also could go volunteer in that place, help that kid, teach other kids, and do your service, your seva. And in the process, we want to build love, both for yourself and the volunteer service you're doing, as well as for the community to which you're making a difference. That's the top of a triangle which we want you to take. Our mission is to give a platform for the youth to experience the joy of giving. At this point, we always get a query as to who a youth is or what is the definition of youth. We would call youth as a phase where we take from the society less and give back to the society more. So there is a childhood where the child is dependent on the society, on his parents, and there is an old age where again the person is dependent on the society or his children to take care of him. But the phase in between where the person is capable of giving back to the society more than what he receives is what we call as youth. Youth for Seva aims to inspire youth to volunteer, connect them to grass level NGOs, train volunteers to keep them motivated, orient NGOs to make best use of these volunteers. We started out in April 2007. As of now, we have attracted more than 3,000 volunteers, and we also have YFS chapters which are started out in Mysore, Bellary and Pune.
Slide explains the volunteering models offered by YFS. They cater to a wide spectrum of volunteering, ranging from students, housewives to professionals. The different modules are the weekend volunteers, who comprise of professionals and college students who spare some time during their weekends for Seva activity. Next, we have the weekday volunteers, who comprise of housewives and college students who spend a few hours during their weekdays for Seva. Next, we have the vacation volunteers, which includes college students who work during their semester breaks full-time. Next, we have the Seva Fellowship, in which fresh graduates and professionals serve for 6 months and above full-time in Seva activity. Then, we have the back-end volunteers, which comprise of a lot of professionals with experience in project management and documentation. They comprise of creating websites and newsletters, writing grant proposals, and project reports. Advisory Board. We have many eminent personalities from various walks of life, from the education sector to the corporate field, from medicine to media. A few of them include Dr. Dorai Swami, Chairman, PES Group of Colleges; Professor Vidyanathan, Head of Department, Finance Department, IIM Bangalore; Professor M.K. Sridhar, Reader, Canara Bank School of Management Studies; Shri Shaurya Dowal, Director, Zeus Investments; Shri M.D. Kiran, Director, Corporate Support, Kyocera Wireless Limited; Srimati Usha Vasu, a journalist and a motivational speaker, to name a few.
And here is a list of partner NGOs of YFS. Currently, we are partnering with 25 NGOs across Bangalore, and a few of them are Nelly, which is a home for destitute children; Samarthanam, which is a counseling center for the visually challenged; Seva Bharati, which takes care of education of children in slums; Seva in Action caters to children with special needs, and so does Aruna Chetana. And next in the list would be Anatha Shishu Nivas, which is an orphanage, and the government home for destitute boys and girls; Keshav Seva Samiti, which runs free tuition centers in 50 slums across the eastern part of Bangalore; then Kidwai Cancer Institute, where our volunteers do a lot of counseling services; and next in the list would be Socare, an interesting place because here children of convicts and ex-convicts are given counseling and brought back to education. And the Lion Seva Bharati Hospital also sees active volunteering participation from YFS volunteers. And Sri Krishna Orphanage, which is in Uttarali Main Road, Bosco Shelter for Street Children, Sati, an organization which assists runaway children, government schools, Desire Society, which works with HIV affected children, and Prasanna Trust are a few to name in this cadre. And here is a brief primer into the current projects of Youth for Seva.
IFS, we believe every child is special, so our focus is on childcare and development. For children in orphanages, slums, government schools and destitute shelters, we conduct tuitions, medical checkups, organize outings and cultural activities, and celebrate festivals with great delight. And there is an onus on making these children computer literate. For visually impaired children, we offer reading services, and some of our volunteers offer teaching services, assist scribes for writing exams, and conduct tuition sessions where the blind child translates the lessons into Braille. Activities include clothes collection drive, where people from various companies and apartments donate clothes, which are collected, organized and distributed amongst orphanages and slums. The charity sale and corporations include the sale of products made by the various NGOs and women self-help group. On the occasion of Diwali, we organize a special charity sale where the products made by the physically and mentally challenged individuals are sold.
And the next aspect to this is the back-end work, which include tasks like documenting success stories of NGOs, creating websites for NGOs, helping with e-newsletters, project proposals, project reports, coordinate with the training program for volunteers. By far in our experience, we have found that most of our NGOs lack documentation of the success stories, which would be a very, very useful database. So most of our volunteers who come with a project management background have volunteered to do this work. And whoever has flair for writing, please do mention in your joining form that you would like to involve yourself in this back-end work. A sizable number of our volunteers come with a background in healthcare industry and health counseling. So we started out these projects which should make the best possible use of their skills. First we started with the Kidwai Cancer Institute. Here our volunteers visit the children in the cancer treatment wards, play with them, help them with their academics, teach them craft work, involve them in activities, screen animated movies, conduct yoga classes. And the next part is the parents. And most of the parents, they come from a pretty medically ignorant background and sometimes don't have a clear idea into what exactly their child is going through. So our volunteers bridge the gap between the medical terminologies and the common man, explain to them the treatment, what is the prognosis and how their kid is going to recover. And also another important volunteering activity what people who are multilingual help with is, these hospitals have people who come in from different states who don't know the language. So people who know their language volunteer and they help them fill up the forms and guide them about the hospital activities. The other aspect of the healthcare projects are, in slums we conduct free medical camps, free eye checkup and donation of glasses, special camps for women, and we also do connect the patients to appropriate hospitals and charity institutions where they could get free treatment. During our previous projects involving slums, we found that many of the students in slums would not start off the school immediately at the beginning of the academic year. The reason was that the parents would take a little time to buy them the school kit and hence the delay in them going to school. We found that for a small donation of around 200 rupees per head, each student could get a complete school kit consisting of a bag, the books and the stationery. So this particular drive started on a small scale where it started with individual contributors, then some corporate funding started coming in, and we found that within a very short period of time, within 2 months, we were able to generate sufficient funds to sponsor 4,000 school kits. And the surprising thing in this was that the majority of the funds came in through individual contributors.